Giovanna has presented me, I come from Portugal, and I work at the University of Aveiro, where I'm leading the ID plus DESIS Lab in Portugal. And the theme that I put here today, it's the idea of construction and collaboration for innovative communities. Working with people. People is the really asset, the good asset that we have, and we can rebuild a new society, we think. So the DESIS is a network, for the ones who doesn't know, based on design labs and design schools and design-oriented universities, actively involved in promoting and supporting sustainable change. And DESIS Network aims at using design thinking and design knowledge to co-create with local, regional, and global partners socially relevant scenarios, solutions, and communication programs. So there are a lot of labs, DESIS labs around the world. We receive a lot of candidatures from all over the world, and we are getting bigger and bigger, which is a good thing, I think. So we know that we need to change. We know the crisis and welfare state gives us another way of doing and thinking, of see things. And if we look at the cities, we might think this could have bad things, but in fact, if we look close, we see some hidden and promising cases that usually are bottom-up initiatives. But they need top-down support, and that's one of the things that we try to deal every day. Now we have some financial help from the European Union, which is good. They think social innovation is a good thing to support. And we think that design can help these two realities. For one hand, we have the top-down initiatives that have a strategic approach, but it's missing the tactic and operative approach. And the bottom-up initiatives, they have this tactical approach, but they are missing this strategic vision. So we think design is a discipline that are used to work with the vision and visual things. It's the perfect ally to help bring together these two things. So we really think the world is complex and everybody designs today. So I think designers must be proactive. They have to be collaborative. They have to put people in the center of their solution. So let's put people participating with us. And I think the solution must and have to be flexible and open-ended so people can then continue working on the things that we build together, say. So I bring some projects that we have developed in Aveiro University within the DESIS Lab. This one was designed by our students. It's literally with love we pay. And it was a project with local communities to promote the idea of intergenerational relationships. And the students, while they were in the neighborhood, they saw that there were elderly people living in that neighborhood, and all of them have a backyard with a garden. They have carrots, tomatoes, lettuce, and they exchange with each other these things, leaving a bag in the door for the neighbor. So they designed the bags, they designed the brand, and the idea was to promote workshops where those elderly people could some way teach some know-how that usually young people tend to lose. And the idea was to have a place. We needed the support from the mayor, and we didn't have those support, so they organized a day with the elderly people and young people, and it was very interesting because they were hoping to have this abandoned space that could get some use and where they can spend their days and maybe receive some more income to them. Another project, it was the same concept, and the idea was to occupy and recover some of the houses that are abandoned in the neighborhood. There are elderly people also. They spend all day at the window waiting for someone to pass just to talk with them. And there are very old houses in danger of just getting apart. And the students propose the idea of having these spaces, these places rented a low price to start up, and then they can rebuild those places. So the idea was to have some activities. So the idea was to start with this campaign to show what could be inside of those projects. They organize also a day, a neighborhood day, which was a day with the traditional games that we used to play when we were children, and we don't play anymore because we have all the digital access. They won a prize. They were an exhibition in Carlos Gulbenkian Foundation in Lisbon. Another project, this one was the idea to give some input to traditional shops. You know, in Portugal in the 90s, we have a huge amount of shopping malls, and people do go to shopping malls. And the idea was for people from the 20s till the 60s that they work, and when they arrive home, the traditional shops are closed. So they go to the supermarkets, the global supermarkets, and the idea was to shop online, and then everything was delivered by bicycle to their homes, so improving the small shops and the traditional ones. Also, this one, it was a pilot project with an interdisciplinary team. It was a student that designed a diary for children that don't eat properly. And they don't eat properly, it's not they are obese, it's because they are poor, they go to school without breakfast and so on. And she started to design, she enjoyed very much to illustrate things. She started to illustrate these kind of heroes that help the students in their daily. This doesn't go forward, so so how to exercise, how to have bath, everything. And the interesting thing here is that the students, because all the teachers, doctors, psychologists, the parents, everybody was involved in this project. In fact, some of the students have received the message so well that they refused to eat chips because it was very grassy, or one parent went to the school say, okay, my son refused to eat his birthday cake because he said sugar, it's the poison of the 21st century. So it's children with 7, 8, 9 years old. So I think the idea was really, it passed the idea. And they start measuring the body mass index, and in some cases they increase, and the other ones they reduce, so it was quite nice. Some other projects, we work a lot with people, some ethnographic research. I will go just a little bit fast, otherwise I won't be able to show. And this one, it was like a product service system with the tourism and the restaurants and the craftsmen in this region. It's a very isolated region in Aveiro. And the student, I think it was almost 3 months with the population, and he discovered there is a legend there. So he decided to create a book, and with the book, all the products with the craftsmen around this legend. So there are some biscuits, there are some sweets, some marmalade, and some tapestry. It was really a collaborative project between the student and the craftsmen. And to finish, this one was the last project we have done with 11 municipalities in Aveiro. I think the mayors are now really into the idea of social innovation, and the idea was to map opportunities and resources for social innovation and social entrepreneurship. And this one, I worked with people from the economics and management, and also from politics and social sciences. And afterwards, the idea was to map the resources, people in the region, or monuments, or nature, whatever it could be interesting in the region, and to pick alumni that are unemployment, and they could maybe together create a startup, a social entrepreneurship. So we just divided this, so it was 4 themes: health and care, cultural heritage, agriculture and food, and tourism and environmental sustainability. We have done a website where people could also participate, saying, okay, I have something to do, I have a know-how. For instance, this one, he rebuilt traditional boats and have some ways in the river near Aveiro. The salt, which is a traditional, and it's handmade in Aveiro also. So there were a lot of resources, and then we organized these workshops with different people. We didn't know where they were from at the beginning, and then we used some design methodologies like the Playmobiles and some cards to help them create a service that in the end it was created here. So each workshop had three service ideas, and at the end it was 12 service ideas. And I said since the beginning, if one of these service ideas go further, it could be nice, because it is at least one people that are employed. And in fact, they have now mentoring sessions, and we have 4 service ideas that are startups. So I think they will create a really good, and one of the things is on the second day, the team from the management and economics came in to try to realize if they were financial and economic sustainable to develop. And so these are the last slides, some of the methodologies that we use, and they work a lot. We have done also an exhibition in the end at the rectory in the Aveiro. And I like to finish always with this sentence, because I really believe that it takes only 1% of people making a dedicated choice, contrary to the mainstreams, to create a movement that can change the world. Thank you.